Exodus chapter 25. Verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying. Verse 2. Speak thou also unto the children of Israel, that they bring me an offering, of every man that is willing to give. Verse 3. This shall be the Aedrum, or showbread, which ye shall offer unto the Lord, 2 tables of gold, and 4 golden candlesticks thereof, and 20 bowls of gold thereunto. Verse 4. And thou shalt put it before the veil that is by the testimony, and in the ark of the testament that I will give thee. Verse 5. And thou shalt receive them of their hands, and shalt set them apart unto the use which they must be sanctified. Verse 6. Thou shalt also take fine linen, and blue, and purple, and scarlet, and twined byssus with skillful work, as the Lord hath commanded Moses. Verse 7. And he made 2 tables of shittim wood, of 32 cubits, the one of them was a cubit being broad, and the other a cubit being broad. Verse 8. And he put the showbread upon in it before the Lord, as the Lord had commanded Moses. Verse 9. He made also a table of gold, 4 that is by the candlesticks before the oracle. Verse 10. And a foot of it of gold, with 6 eyes to the one corner of it, and 6 eyes under the crown thereof. Verse 11. And he set the tables upon pillars of cedar, so that there was no pillar seen in the house from the ground up to the beams by reason of them. Verse 12. And he made 4 corners unto it, a corner to the one corner, and a corner to the other corner, as a part thereof, and as a part thereof, and put the candlesticks upon them, and 4 golden rings for an undersetting for each of the tables. Verse 13. Also 5 bases in brass, of which was a pattern also before it, with flower of almond trees, and lily work, on the top of each base. Verse 14. And he took all manner of instruments of fine gold, or blue, purple, scarlet, and twined byssus with skillful work, for making a showbread, even this did he make. Verse 15. And he made the table 4 cubits long, and 1½ cubit broad, and 1½ cubit high, and put it in the tent that he might be sanctified under the veil. Verse 16. And upon the table of showbread set they the showbread before the Lord continually. Verse 17. And when Moses was come into the tabernacle, the cloudy pillar descended, and stood at the door of the tabernacle, and the Lord spake unto him. Verse 18. And he called unto Moses again out of the tabernacle, and thus spake he unto him. Exodus chapter 26. Verse 1. And thou shalt make curtains of blue, and purple, and scarlet, and fine twined linen, with cherubim of cunning work. Verse 2. The length shall be 65 cubits, and the breadth 24 cubits, namely the one curtain after the other. Verse 3. And the 5 curtains shall be coupled together one to another, and the other 5 curtains shall be coupled one to another. Verse 4. And thou shalt make loops of blue upon the edge of the one curtain, that was on the side that was towards the north, that it might stay in a ring to the several pillars, and it shall be likewise unto the other curtains. Verse 5. And thou shalt put 50 rings of gold upon the hooks, and couple the curtains together with the rings, for 600 shekels of gold shall be required for the work. Historical context. The construction of the tabernacle's outer curtain is described in this chapter, as God instructs Moses to use a combination of blue, purple, scarlet, and fine linen materials to create a magnificent structure that will serve as a symbol of God's presence among the Israelites. Verse 6. And thou shalt make 50 loops on the one curtain, and 50 loops on the edge of the other curtain, that is hanging over against the ring, which is to be in the coupling, and it shall be that the curtain by itself shall hang. Verse 7. And the 50 rings of gold, with hooks, to couple the curtains together, and to join them one to another. Verse 8. And thou shalt make 2 other curtains of goat's hair for a covering over the tabernacle, the 16th part of an ephah shall suffice for it. Verse 9. And thou shalt make 50 loops on the edge of one curtain, and 50 loops on the edge of the other that is in the coupling. Historical context. The second set of curtains mentioned here are made from goat's hair, a coarser material than the fine linen used for the first set. These curtains serve as an outer covering to protect the tabernacle from the elements. Verse 10. And thou shalt make 50 loops on the edge of one curtain, and 50 loops on the edge of another that is in the coupling. Verse 11. And thou shalt put the 50 rings of gold upon the hooks, and couple the curtains together with the rings, for it shall be one tabernacle. Verse 12. And the middle of the curtains shall stretch from the backside even unto the front side, and shall couple in the ring by the corner that is a binding thereof. Verse 13. And they shall cover it with a covering made of rams' skins dyed red, and a covering of badgers' skins above. Historical context. The outer coverings for the tabernacle are made from animal hides. The ram skins dyed red were likely obtained from red-haired sheep or calves whose hides were treated to give them a reddish hue. Verse 14. And thou shalt put upon the top of it a crown of gold, and make thereto a border round about. Verse 15. And thou shalt make for the tabernacle a frame of boards of setim wood. Verse 16. The length of each board to be 10 cubits, the breadth of each board to be 1½ cubit. Verse 17. 2 tenons in each board, joined one to another, thus shalt thou make for the tabernacle. Historical context. The frame of the tabernacle is constructed using acacia wood boards, which are approximately 5 feet long. 2 tenons on each board fit together with dowels or pegs to form a strong and sturdy framework. Exodus. Chapter 27. Verse 1. And thou shalt make the court of the tabernacle, in the south side thereof shall be hangings for the court of fine twined linen, 100 cubits long on one side. Verse 2. And the 20 pillars thereof and their 20 sockets of brass shall be of the same form as the sanctuary. Verse 3. And at the end thereof shall be hangings like those that have the sea. Verse 4. And there shall be a door in one of these hangings, on the way to the north side, and in it shall the ministers of his son, when they come to minister, lodge within. Verse 5. And he made for the tabernacle a hanging in the court of fine twined linen, 100 cubits long on one side. Verse 6. And 20 pillars and their 20 sockets of brass, the hooks of the pillars and their fillets were of silver. Verse 7. And for the north side the hangings were 100 cubits, 20 pillars, and their 20 sockets of brass, the hooks of the pillars and their fillets of silver. Verse 8. And for the south side were hangings 100 cubits, 20 pillars, and their 20 sockets of brass, the hooks of the pillars and their fillets of silver. Verse 9. And for the court he made hangings of fine twined linen, 100 cubits from the south side unto the north side. Verse 10. And the 20 pillars thereof and their 20 sockets shall be brass, the hooks of the pillars and their fillets of silver.